So glad I went with the Diamond Pass for this year. I guess they're not going to have that next year, but it comes with preferred parking. I only did one ride on Thunderbolt last time I was here in the 2.5 days. It has painfully slow operations. 15 minutes for a dispatch because they were trying so desperately to fill every single seat, moving people around, moving people down. They were trying to fill the train in the absolute slowest way possible. It was quite comical, but it's all right. It's a good ride, but it's one you only want to do once, and you cannot pick your row. But even in the middle seat, row 6, still got really good airtime. I don't remember Thunderbolt having such solid airtime the last time I was here on that ride, but this one, it definitely delivered. Since I only rode Wicked Cyclone once the other day, I should go to it, but RMCs ride better when they're warmed up. Besides, this is my favorite in the park anyway. And another note about Thunderbolt, one train ops. So even with Flash Pass, it'll take a while to get on. I didn't film an intro. I am back here at Six Flags New England. Got 2 full days. I only had a couple of hours last Wednesday. Then I did all the rest of the parks in New England before coming back here. And now I got 2 full days to just truly appreciate this great park. But I am glad that I have the all-season Flash Pass because there's a lot of school groups here. Well, Wicked Cyclone had been down for several hours. Finally got it back up, and I got on. And it broke down again. They might have it back up in a couple minutes, but I'm not taking the chance. I'm going back to Superman. I already got 12 rides on Superman. Might as well keep the count going. Well, right at the end, I got in the front row line. I knew I wasn't gonna ride front row. I just wanted the last ride. Sure enough, got kicked out of the front row line and moved over, got in row 4. That's all I wanted, was the last ride of the night. And that was 14 on Superman the ride, 5 on Wicked Cyclone. Would have got more on Wicked Cyclone and less on Superman if Wicked Cyclone didn't break down quite often today. And the second full day at Six Flags New England. I wanted to do Wicked Cyclone first, but on the tests, it broke. My first ride on my birthday, Thunderbolt. That is not what I would have suspected I would do first. But since I could get right on with the Flash Pass at least, I did it. The Flash Pass line grew quick after I got in it, but I was on the next train out. I got the very back row of Thunderbolt, and it has a couple of really great airtime moments early on in the ride. There's one moment later in the ride that does ride better when you are closer to the front. My ride 5 years ago was also in the back row. So that's why that one moment that gives really good airtime throughout most of the train, I didn't feel 5 years ago. Because you gotta be probably towards the middle or front of the train to feel it. And I got that yesterday. And the Houdini ride here in the Crack Axle Canyon Opera House. This is a must-do when you come to Six Flags New England. It's nice that they actually have it operating, unlike the one at Great Adventure. I love Great Adventure, but I don't know why they can't operate theirs. Six Flags New England has theirs running all the time. You gotta go behind the JB Smokehouse. Both times I've done it, I've been able to get on the next cycle quite easily. And it is really cool, messes with your senses. Dark Knight was giving me unavoidable headbanging on the final corkscrew. So right now I'm thinking that Riddler Revenge might move ahead of it, or at least challenge it. Now Thunderbolt also could challenge it for third place in the park. Thunderbolt's been riding great for me on my 2 rides that I got. I'd say my number 6 in the park is the Wild Mouse. I said 5 years ago that I thought this was the best Wild Mouse I had ridden, and I think I might be still sticking with that. There's something about this Wild Mouse, the Gotham City Gauntlet, that seems to ride better. Stronger laterals. It actually has airtime. Yes, there are a couple of hard brakes on it, but I think that's because you're going so fast that it has to brake you that hard. We also have this indoor flat ride thing, which is pretty good. It's not like the indoor scramblers, not as good as the indoor scramblers. Cyborg Hyperdrive, that's the indoor flat ride. 14 on the day for Wicked Cyclone, making 20 for the trip. That equals what I got the last time I was here 5 years ago. Now granted, no way I would have gotten that many today or the trip if not for Flash Pass. This is not the same as when I was here 5 years ago. That was at the beginning of summer. Lines were a lot shorter. So tonight was next to last ride of the night on Superman the Ride. Could have got last ride maybe, but I just went ahead and got on. That made for 8 rides on Superman the Ride today. With how much I love those round numbers, the 8 on Superman the Ride today got me up to 29. Oops. Oh well. Better luck next time. I can't complain about that. 29 rides on Superman the Ride on the trip. 22 over the last 2 days. Had 7 when I was here a week ago just for that short time. I still would say that if you're thinking the way I was thinking, that mid to late August would be a good time to come here because most of the country is back in school, you would be mistaken, just like I was. It is actually quite busy, probably because of all the people around here who are not back in school yet, going to the amusement parks before school starts. So if you're thinking of the best time to come to Six Flags New England, where you would not need Flash Pass to have a great time here, I'm thinking probably early to mid-June. That would seem like the time. That was when I had a great time in 2019 without Flash Pass. Now there are a lot of school groups when you come at that time, but there's a lot of school groups now also. And as far as the smaller parks in New England, I don't think there is a good time to come. I think they're all slammed every day, no matter what. And part of that is that they don't have as many attractions to spread out the crowds. And that is it from Six Flags New England. Don't know when I will be back here. It's 5 years between visits. It could be another 5 years or even longer. They do have a new coaster opening up next year, but it is just an Intamin straddle coaster, a family coaster. Not going to be a high priority for me to get that credit or anything like that, so could be a while before I'm back here. But once again, had a great time here.